Hi. Do you have a minute? I want to share something intricate with you. But that's only if you have a minute or two to listen. My name is Cleus Glory Young. I am a former behavioral therapist and the author of the new children's book, The Airport Adventure Lives Safely book a zine. Have you ever heard of the legendary black box? The one that's recovered after a catastrophic plane crash and then used to find out what factors caused such catastrophe. But what if I told you that you also have a black box? Whether you realized it or not, there is a black box inside of you. One that you store known and unknown elements inside, which are then seen through an autopsy once you pass away. These known and unknown elements have factored in your daily life, and depending on their severity, they have helped to determine what types of catastrophes you have expressed in your adult life. These catastrophes are what we now call trauma in real life. Trauma, trauma. The adult's unhealthy outlet responses of our inwardly childhood's way of life. The inwardly way of life that was presented to us as children now becomes the adult responses that we germinate daily. You see, when children, at young age, undergo certain unsafe circumstances, which are known as the ways of life, they unknowingly store these unhealthy experiences in their black box. Over a gradual and accumulated period, their adult lives are then prone to be filled with catastrophic expressions also known as trauma. So, let's look at some of these unsafe childhood ways of life: being sexually abused, raped, abandoned, witnessed or experienced of domestic violence or any type of violence, born of parents that suffered from addiction or even overwhelmed stress factors, physically abused, verbally abused, betrayed, loss of a loved one or dear friend, medical malpractice, separated from parents, separated from siblings, separated from social interactions, impoverished, suppressed, oppressed, poor quality food intake, dwelled too long in unsafe environments, residue from combated war conflicts, disconnected from the overall family, disconnected from higher spiritual connections, unmet physiological needs, and things that would make a person feel unwanted overall. Any one of these unsafe childhood ways of life will lead to having an unhealthy adult black box traumatic experience with one or more of these 6 areas, which are also inside the black box. 1. Family. 2. Friendship. 3. Relationship. 4. Partnership. 5. Strangers' interaction, and of course, 6. The engagement of the environment. The great news is that these 6 areas are the same elements that are needed to turn our catastrophic experience into a transformed aviated journey. Fighting with each other, arguing, backstabbing, backbiting, killing, belittling, stealing, cheating, mistrusting, unforgiving, uncaring, and so forth, are not surprises. They are the unhealthy adult responses of the unsafe childhood ways of life. Let's transform your trauma so you can return to being your authentic, loving, caring, supportive, nurturing, healthy, and magnificent self by using the black box way of life. But hold on. Just before you go, there is one more significant element that I want to share with you. This is the 7th element, but this one is not inside the black box. It is outside the box, as in, an outside the box thinking. Did you know that animals, also known as pets, have a huge influence on our safety, health, and well-being? Just think about these things and see what comes up in your mind. Animal totems, horoscopes, pets, the Kemetic haremachete, man's best friend, animal sacrificial regiments, animal experiments, Darwin's evolution theory, emotional support animals, eating animals for protein, and of course, each country's animal representation. Animals were once a part of our healing systems, especially since some animals can detect and ward off evil spirits. It just wasn't about being pets or being exhibits in a zoo. Again, this is an out-of-the-box thinking, as this is no longer a part of our traditional healing systems. Often, it is clarified that the lower part of who we are is our animal nature, which is often expressed as our violent nature. Maybe, just maybe, it's because we are no longer at peace with our animal nature why it makes us utilize that portion of us as a violent nature expression. For things that are not at peace often leads to things that are unjust. So, there you have it. 7 black box elements to our safety, health, and well-being. This message was brought to you by the Airport Adventure. Travel, live, create, safely.